Now in this video I'm going to go into making some custom ammo for, I'm just going to do the 700 and I'll do a little bit on the LMT, and this is going to be more about headspace and bullet seating depth and things like that, and hopefully I'll do a better job on this one. And I'm going to be doing this one on the 1050, and it really doesn't matter. There's no difference between, what I'm going to be doing and showing you, between a 1050 and a 650. So I'm going to take this 45 tool head off and put on that 308 tool head right there. On the last video I mainly went into overall case length and the bore scope and things like that. And on this one we're just going to go into headspace and maybe bullet seating depth. I'll, see, I don't really like to make really long videos. But what headspace is with a chambered round, it'd be the distance between the face of the bolt and the case itself. And on a rifle round, most rifle rounds, it's resting right here on the shoulders itself, not on the overall length of the case. Where with something like a 45-70, it'll be resting on the end of the case itself. And so the rifle rounds are a little bit different. Now a factory loaded round will chamber right in, and generally they'll have between 2 and 5 thousandths of headspace. Where something like this NATO round here, this is one that I load for the LMT, will not even chamber in this rifle. If I try to put it in there, it'll get jammed in and I got to knock it out the other way. Now a cool thing from a reloader standpoint, if you buy really nice ammo from the get-go, as soon as it's fired in the rifle, it'll almost be sized perfectly for the chamber itself. And then all you got to do is make sure that you don't take it down too much, and you just reload it. Let me show you how that goes on the press. Alright, so I've got the locator pins out on station 1 and station 2, and I've also got this nut loose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly but surely, I'm going to take this case down. Now this one does not fit in the 700, so I'm going to make it fit in the 700. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to size it and then bring it around, and then I'm going to try it in the rifle, and it actually probably won't fit right now. So there's a couple of ways of doing this part right here, where you're just chambering around and seeing how tight the bolt is. One of the best ways to do it is to actually take out the extractor, the spring and everything, and then you'll really get a good feel for it. And that's for like world records setting stuff. But if you're to really shove forward on it, I mean push, so that you're compressing that, and then see how your lock is. And if your lock's kind of tight, that's the way I like to do them. So that's how I get my headspace. I like to run 0 on a 700 and actually below 0 on an autoloader, because like I said, the rounds that go in the LMT will not even chamber in this rifle at all. So it's a progressive process. You just keep on bringing down this sizing die, and finally, don't go too fast, and get it down to where you have 0 headspace, or maybe 1,000ths, whatever makes you feel better. And next we'll go to the bullet seating die, which is that one right there, and hopefully I got time to do that one as well. I never realized how unclear this was on YouTube till I put it up. On the TV here it's like crystal clear. Of course the right angle mirror was a little bit dirty, but I'm in the chamber now, and I'm going to chamber around. And now what we're looking at is, I think you can see it, I'm not sure. You can see how far away that bullet is from the glands. Now there is no science to this. Some people actually seat the bullet where it's touching the glands. In other words, it would be touching right down in there. And some people keep them further away. I've actually found that if you keep them a little further away, they work better. But it's sort of both ways. So it's the same thing with seating depth. Obviously, most people don't have the luxury of a bore scope to see where it is, but you do have the luxury of going out to the range and firing them and find out what happens. So it's kind of cool. It's fun, but there is no real science to it. Every rifle's different, and everybody's opinions are different. Now on the LMT, I run this thing so tight that if you were to just pull the charging handle and just lower it nice and slow, it actually would not chamber the round. You actually have to pull it back and let it go. And here's how the pig chambers around. Yeah. Sweet. So on bullet seating depth, that's up to you. Whether it works or not, it's all experimentation, chronograph and just shooting them. And as far as an autoloader, you're restricted to the length of the magazine, or what'll actually fit in there. So I hope this was somewhat helpful, and you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time. More than likely, I will not be going into powders and primers. I'm not that nutty with it. I just like to make some really good ammo, and enjoy making it, shooting it. 308s with recycled brasses, I make those for 33 cents a round, and that's a match grade bullet. Of course, I can buy a lot better bullets, but I don't. But a 308's pretty angry to begin with, and it will reach out and touch you. Last tip I shared with you is putting a 45 ACP case on your primer feed rod. Give it a little bit more weight. One that I came up with, which I think works awesome, is to put these little marks. This is a 9mm tube, and if you get like a 380 in there or something, you can see they won't line up. And then when they line up again, you know that it's just been put onto your shell plate and you take it off. And on this one's marked 45, because one that'll get you on 45 is 45 GAPs. As careful as you are, these shells will get through there. If you can get them off before you reload them, it's a wonderful thing. So as far as making some nice ammo, it doesn't matter what kind of press you have, whether it's single stage, progressive, 650, 1050, RCBS, Lee, anything. As far as your resizing, you just start from the beginning and keep on winding that die down until you get your desired headspace, which usually is about 0 to 1,000ths. And then your bullet seating depth, you just same thing, you keep on winding that one down and until you get what you desire there, and there is no science there. And as far as an autoloader, obviously it has to fit in the magazine or the box, and a bolt action, it does not. Autoloaders, you always want to do a little bit of crimping or something. You need some integrity in the bullet so it can be bounced around, and with a bolt action, you just handle it like a fine piece of china and stick it in there and shoot it. That's what the competition shooters do. So it's just like anything, this is our opinions. I'm fortunate enough to shoot with a former world record holder, slash reloader, and a couple competition shooters, and everybody disagrees on all this stuff. So this is no replacement for a book. I recommend getting a nice, thick reloading book and get some understandings on ballistics and how all this stuff works. This is just, some of the stuff that I experience, and maybe help you out a little bit with some of this stuff.